Hi everyone, this is Katie with scrapmart.com, and today is a pretty exciting day for those of us in the craft industry. The CHA show floor opened this morning at 10 a.m. in LA, and there's lots of exciting stuff going on the floor today. Lots of manufacturers there showing off all their brand new releases. I was fortunate enough to receive a package earlier this week in the mail from Lifestyle Crafts, which is also formerly known as Quickutz. They have a ton of new, fun, exciting dies that they're releasing today, and I have them here to show you. You'll see here laid out on my score pile there's quite a few of the new borders. This here is called the DIY pennants, and you have 3 different little pennant shapes there that you can cut out and put them anywhere along the little clothesline that you want. These squiggly rick-rack looking ones here are called the chevrons, and you get both of these 2 here in the pack. This one here is the rings, and then we have the leafy border. These are the smaller of the border dies that were released with this release. There's also this one here, which is called the lacy scallops, and if you look close, you'll see the holes that will cut out in the scallop edge. This one is really big. It's a little under 2 inches total after you cut it out on the width there. So you'll get a really big, nice scallop edge for your scrapbook layouts, or if you're doing a larger base card, something like that. This is one of my favorites here. It's called the loop-de-loop, and if you look closely, you'll see in there the little diamond triangles, actually, that cut out. So there's that one. There's this one, which is also really fun, and again, this one's about 2 inches roughly deep when you cut it out, 12-inch border. There's a full line of pennants, which is really fun. You could cut just a few of them off and hang them off the corner of your page. You could do the whole page with those on there. And these next 2 I'm going to show you are really great because you could actually cut these out and line them all the way across your background and create a whole background with them, a lattice cardstock of your own, if you will. You could do faux embossing on your 12-inch page, cut out 4 of them and lay them side by side in the same color as your background if you did a cardstock background, and do a faux embossing. So there's the diamonds, and then there's also a houndstooth, which I think would also be really nice. So that's it for the borders there. Some really great ones. It's a really wide selection, and again, those are really great for scrapbookers because they're bigger than what we've seen in the past. Some of the funner things that Lifestyle Crafts has been doing recently is they've been getting into 3D bags and boxes. So this one here is the fry box, which is going to be really fun. I have cut one out for you so you can kind of get an idea of the size of it. You can see how it fits in my hand there. Plenty of room on the inside to fill it with candy or, you know, little toys or whatever you want to put in there for whatever occasion. It would also even be fun if you wanted to create like a little mini album and just put a little mini album in there, or a bunch of tags with photos or something so they were sticking out like maybe French fries would. And there's also a triangle box in this release. You can see it here. And I cut one of those as well to show you, kind of give you a size representation. It fits in my hand. And if I set it down on my score pile base here, it's about 2.25 to 2.5 by 2.5. And I left it open so you could see. You just fold your flaps in. You could tie up the top. You could put a ring in there and hang it. There's just enough room in there for a couple pieces of candy or something like that. I'm going to use this. I have a little boy who's about to turn 6, and I think these would make great little party favor boxes for his party. You can fit one of those little toy yo-yos and a couple pieces of candy in there and tie it off with a tag that says, you know, thanks from your child's name or whatever, a couple stickers on the outside that your kids could do and make it really fun for them to get involved too. So there's the triangle box. One of my favorite dies in this release are the roses. And there's 2 different sizes. This one's really big, as you can see. And then this one's a smaller version. And it has the little swirls. It cuts it out for you. And all you do is start from this edge and roll it. And you go all the way around. Put some tape in the center and push it down. And it will expand and kind of poof out and create a little rose. So I actually have already cut one of those as well, and here it is. And this is from the largest die. I rolled it, and then when I was done, I took my Making Memories Slice Spray Adhesive, sprayed the top of the flower, and sprinkled some iridescent ice glitter on it. And you can see it is just beautifully sparkly. It doesn't shake off when you shake it. But I also, you can see some little wrinkled edges and stuff in there. So I, ran my thumbs across the shape and kind of distressed it a little bit. And then there's also leaves, little cookie cutter leaves. You get 5 different shapes and sizes of the leaves. So I cut 2 of those, scored them in the center, and I used Cordations cardstock, and so I lightly sanded it so you can see the shape there. I was in a hurry. I didn't get that glued down all the way, but you can see how beautiful that little rose is. And again, that's the biggest of the 2 dies that I cut there. There's some other flower shapes that they have released in there this time too. This is called the Spray, and there's 5 of these as well. And you can see them all here. So these would be fun to, especially the smaller ones, you could cut them and maybe fold up your edges and put them in the center of a larger die. There's also some blooms and some wildflower looking ones in this release. And I'll have some images of those that you can see later. One more thing that they have coming out is they're releasing 4 new alphabets with the CHA release. This one here is called Handwritten. And you can also see how the dies are coming on strips like this now. You could leave them on the strips and cut them, or you can come in and you can snip these and make them actual cookie cutters and store them like in your magnetic binders, maybe like you did your ones in the past. So there's 2 different options there of how you want to keep these. But this one here again is Handwritten. And then there's Carousel, which is a nice chunky font. You can see that one. Whirlpool, which is a smaller curly type font. Lots of fun swirls and curls on that one. And then Blue Sky. Blue Sky is an alphabet and a shadow, and you get both of them together in one. So you can see when you get them layered, you're going to, we'll do the A there. You'll have your alphabet and your shadow, complete with numbers, excuse me. So some great fonts there to choose from. They're also releasing 4 new Revolution dies. There's a bunny, some Easter eggs, a tulip, and some crosses. I'll show you the crosses. You might be able to see. You can see there in the foam the crosses with some things you can layer up here in the centers. And a couple new of the 2x2 dies, but mostly they're sticking with the larger, the cookie cutters, the boxes, and the alphabets. Again, we see a lot of borders this time. And that's all I have from Lifestyle Crafts today. Thanks so much for stopping by. Again, this is scrapmart.com, and you can pre-order the new Lifestyle Crafts release right away, and the dies are expected to begin shipping sometime in February. If you have any questions, you can email me at katie@scrap-mart.com. Thanks for stopping by.